For contractors, installation of an EverGuard TPO roof is less labor-intensive than traditional built-up and EPDM roofs. This translates into significant cost savings. The installation is neater, with no messy asphalt kettles, caustic adhesives, or the danger of flames. When all these factors are added up, the EverGuard TPO system is often competitively priced with EPDM. On smaller jobs of 100 squares or less, EverGuard TPO is even more competitive. The key to long-term roof system performance with TPO lies within the thickness of the cap, better known as the weathering layer. This weathering layer provides vital protection against rooftop traffic, dirt and debris, UV protection, acid rain, ozone. The reality: the cap does vary by manufacturer. The thinner the layer, the more vulnerable the TPO membrane is to possible failure due to weathering and rooftop traffic, as well as UV degradation. EverGuard TPO is your best and safest choice because the technological superiority of EverGuard TPO results from a weathering layer on the membrane that averages a minimum of 19 mils on 45 mil TPO and 24 mils on 60 mil TPO, as much as 60% more protection than the leading competitors. In addition, the polymers in EverGuard TPO are the same family of polymers used in the roofing industry for over 10 years. However, EverGuard adds the benefit of state-of-the-art manufacturing and testing procedures to provide superior blend consistency, which helps ensure your best and safest choice. EverGuard TPO sheets are fused together with heat-welded seams, recognized as the strongest and safest in the industry. The physical fusing of the heat weld results in a single monolithic structure, which is like having a single membrane covering your building from one edge of the roof to the other. The seam strength provides superior resistance to wind uplift and building movement. Any consideration of the life cycle costs of a roof have to account for repair costs. Leaks in traditional ballasted EPDM systems are more expensive to repair than non-ballasted systems because locating the leak requires moving the ballast, and that may result in damage to other parts of the membrane. Your savings from using ballasted EPDM can disappear with just one leak repair a year. The typical EPDM membrane installation requires 12 labor-intensive steps, whereas the standard installation of EverGuard TPO is a simple 3-step process. Step 1. Roll out the EverGuard TPO membrane. Step 2. Attach the membrane. Step 3. Weld the seams. To get an idea how easily EverGuard TPO installs on either a new roof or a re-roof, let's look in more detail. On a clean, dry surface, roll out the EverGuard TPO sheets and let them relax. Be sure all fasteners are properly secured and are not underdriven or overdriven. Next, position the sheets with an overlap on the sides of the sheets, 3 inches for adhered systems, or 5 inches for mechanically fastened. Be sure the overlap on the sides allows water drainage to run over the lap and not into the lap. EverGuard TPO application can be either mechanically attached or fully adhered with adhesive. While mechanical attachment is usually less expensive, it is easier to get a smooth roof surface with a fully adhered sheet attached with adhesives. Adhesive attachment also offers stronger wind uplift resistance for high wind areas like coastal communities. The membrane should be allowed to relax on the roof before attachment. Always check the GAF EverGuard Applications and Specifications Manual for details. In a fully adhered application, position sheet so that the side laps overlap 3 inches and the end lap overlaps 5 inches. The field sheet should come flush to the base of the parapet walls and be secured by mechanically attaching the membrane. This applies to both adhered and mechanically fastened installations. This assures a tight bond with minimal movement at the flashing. Prior to attaching, cut out applicable areas for penetrations. When applying EverGuard TPO bonding adhesive, fold back 1/2 of the sheet and apply the adhesive on both the back of the EverGuard TPO sheet and the ISO board. Using a power roller, apply the adhesive at the rate of approximately 1 gallon to the square for solvent-based or 3/4 gallon for water-based adhesive. Be sure the adhesive spreads on the deck and the roof membrane in a thin, even coat. Adhesive should not be sprayed in the overlap area since it will be welded. For proper bonding, the application of adhesive should occur only when the deck surface is dry and the temperature is above 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Fold over the EverGuard TPO membrane and smooth the surface with hands and weighted rollers to remove any wrinkles and provide maximum adhesion. Any adhesive on the surface of the membrane can be removed with EverGuard TPO membrane cleaner. Before welding the laps, perform test welds on scrap pieces of material to adjust the welder. Be sure the extension cords and generator have enough capacity to power the welder. Align the welder with the lap and walk it down the seam, ensuring a continuous weld. After welding the seam, probe the seams to ensure that all seams are properly welded. In mechanically attached applications, the sheets are overlapped 5 inches on the side and 5 inches at the end lap. The TPO sheets are manufactured with a lap line that indicates where to position the overlap on mechanically attached applications. Fasteners should be evenly spaced. A small triangle located on the side lap indicates proper positioning from the sheet's edge. The spacing of fasteners will be determined by the job specifications. The job may require a fastener on every triangle or every other triangle. Next, clean the membrane edge with EverGuard cleaner and weld the seam with the welder. After welding, the seams may need to be cleaned again with EverGuard cleaner if there is dirt from rooftop traffic. In both mechanical and fully adhered systems, it is good roofing practice to cover T-joints with a patch of non-reinforced EverGuard TPO to provide additional waterproofing at the seams. These patches are applied with a hand welder and do not require adhesive. Use the hand welder and either reinforced or, in some cases, non-reinforced TPO to properly seal all penetrations. EverGuard preformed accessories should be used at corners or curbs to provide additional protection at areas of greatest risk. Finishing the parapet wall requires cutting a sheet of EverGuard TPO so that it will overlap the top of the parapet, maximizing the waterproofing protection in this vulnerable area. The flashing should also extend a maximum of 4 to 6 inches over the field sheet. This ensures that the weld is as close as possible to the vertical wall. Position the sheet so that it is tight to the wall and no voids exist between the wall and the base. Roll adhesive onto the parapet wall and the back of the TPO sheet. Then press the sheet into place. All seams in the field are heat welded to ensure a tight seal. After the TPO is adhered to the parapet wall, metal coping can be applied to finish the job. As more architects and owners have learned of TPO's superior weatherability and exceptionally strong heat-welded seams, TPO is fueling nearly all of the 6% annual growth in single-ply roofing. TPO use is growing at over 20% a year. At this rate, TPO roofing system sales will equal or surpass EPDM by the year 2005. The bottom line is that EverGuard TPO offers a superior roofing system that combines the weatherability of EPDM with the reflectivity and seam strength of PVC to create a cost-competitive product that contractors and building owners will love.